Okay, week 6, day 3. Today our goal is to do the opposite of what we did yesterday. We want to be able to understand and locate the AC cell signals. Here are some rules about the AC cells. All you need for a cell signal below the zero line is 2 consecutive red bars, or 2 lower lows, after a change in color and direction. To cell above the zero line, you will need 3 consecutive red bars, or lower lows, after a change in color or direction. Now remember your special case when crossing 0. You saw that in the AC buy signal. We'll cover that shortly. And remember, it takes a minimum of 2 bars to create a signal and a maximum of 3. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the cells. It should be a review. We should be covering the opposite of yesterday. Here it is on the schematic. We've got the blue line, which represents our zero line, a red bar, then a green bar represents our change in color. Next bar is a red, and then red again. So we have 2 consecutive red bars, or 2 consecutive lower lows. That's created our AC cell signal. Now we're going to take a look at it on the chart. The AC, you see acceleration has increased, so you have your change in color here. The next 2 bars are lower lows, consecutive red bars. Those create the AC cell signal. This is where the cell signal is. 1 tick below the low would be your cell stop, and notice that was filled the next day. Okay, here's the AC cell signal above the zero line. Here's our zero line, represents our change in color at A. 1 lower low, 2 lower lows, 3 lower lows. Remember, we're going against the momentum of the market, the immediate acceleration. So we want to make it harder for us to sell because the market is really, it's above zero. It's going to be easier to buy, even though it is decelerating. Now that on the chart, you notice here we've got our up peaks, 1, 2, 3. We've got a few bars. Creates a peak, which also is our change in color. The next bar comes out as red, the next and the next. So we have 3 consecutive red bars. That's what we're looking for, the 3 consecutive lower lows. Notice that this is the third bar. You'll place your cell stop 1 tick below the low, and it will be filled the next day. So I guess you figured out by now the ACs are pretty easy. And the final one would be our AC cell crossing 0. Crossing the zero line only lessens the number of bars needed to create a signal. So here we go. 1, this is our change in color. And at B, the first red bar, we would need 2 more red bars to create the cell signal. But the next bar comes out and crosses below the zero line. That is now our AC cell signal. Now here it is on the chart. You see the acceleration has come up. It's come above 0. We have a change at this point. 1, 2. So we have 2 consecutive lower lows. Second one crosses below 0. That meets the minimum requirement. But remember, it's only a cell signal because we had 1 above, a second one crosses below. It's not a cell signal strictly because it crossed the zero line. Okay, so now we finished covering the AC cells, and we covered the AC buys yesterday. Tomorrow we're going to come back and take a look at both of them, look at our practice pages. You're going to have some time to do your practice pages. In the meantime, you should be looking at your computorial. You should be going over your workbook and your notes. And also, don't forget about Investor's Dream. You can go in and find every signal, locate it, see if you're finding them in the correct spot, and also find if they're working, if you're going with the gator or not. So you have many options, many other things to look at. Make sure that you understand. You should have a good understanding now, and we'll go back through it again tomorrow.